Welcome to the No Fame Podcast. Hello, welcome to the No Fame Podcast. We're doing something a little different here today. I'm joined by all kinds of new people. Oh my God, look at all these new people. Hey, I figured the funnest way to do a little intro for everyone is we all roll initiative.
Oh, scary.
Okay. All right.
Okay, wait. Do we have any modifiers?
Whatever you think your modifier is in real life for initiative.
-3.
Oh, I see how we're doing this. I am not a fan.
So that's a 2.
Perfect. Beautiful.
I don't know what
natural 20.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I got a natural 11.
Oh,
I
all
am
right.
also 11.
Bad for me, of course.
What'd
Here
you
we
get?
go.
Andy, if you would be so kind to introduce yourself and what you do and maybe where people can find you and stuff.
Okay. Oh, I don't have to talk about my character just yet. Perfect. Hi, I'm Andy, or A Hero of Hearts on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. I am a tabletop RPG creator, DM of the Christmas Saving Show. I sometimes stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I feel like that's about everything. I sometimes cosplay.
Hell yeah. Yeah. And then we had, 2 11s did we get? Ooh.
My dex modifier is a 3.
Yeah, go ahead. Go first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dr. Psychowl. You can find me on the things and the stuff as Dr. Psychowl, except for on Twitter, where I'm Dr. Psychowl TV. I am a TTRPG streamer and the founder of Gut Punch RP.
Yeah. And I've watched enough Gut Punch to know that you're not salty about that Twitter thing.
Not even a little bit.
Amazing. Kai.
Hi, I am Kai. Kyola Cosplay on Twitter mostly. I just play over on Gut Punch RP most of the time, so you can find me there. I also cosplay. We also cosplay.
Yeah, we also cosplay.
Cosplaying.
I need to start cosplaying, I think.
Peer
and
pressure.
Grayson.
Yeah, with my natural 2. I will also add to this cosplay roster. I'm Grayson, known as Captain Grayson on most platforms. There is an X that replaces the first A for a very similar reason, I feel, to Dr. Psychowl TV. And you can find me on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, all of that stuff under the same name, where I do tabletop content, cosplay content, and, just get real excited about hyperfixations.
I feel that. It's a very real feeling for me. And my name is Justin Crane. I almost didn't say I was like, what's my last name? Fuck my life.
I thought you were Justin No Fame.
I'm Justin No Fame. That's my name. My name is, I'm here. I do this. I'm at No Fame. If you're listening to this, you probably know who I am, I assume. Or you've found the location where I exist, at least. That's all that matters, I guess. Amazing. Yeah, friends, we are doing something a little different. This is something I've been thinking about doing for a while, just haven't had the time. And originally what we were going to do was continue on our Null Shore series with 2 members of our cast and then bring in 2 guests. And then, because, spoiler alert, the party is split at the end of Null Shore. And so we were going to play that out, and then everyone's lives are too busy, which, fair enough, life is busy. And so I was like, wait, what if I brought in all guests and we just do something different? We just play D&D. And so that's what we're doing here. This is taking place in Null Shore, but you don't have to know anything about that campaign, besides the fact that it's a modern D&D setting. And these are fresh characters for this setting, and we're going to play a little original story, figure out where it goes along the way. I think it's going to be fun. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Well, friends, I think with that, it's time to get into episode 1 of Stories from the Shore. Friends, we find ourselves in a familiar place. Well, a familiar place to some, a new place to many. Along the coastline, surrounded in a blanket of forest and rolling hills, sits a small community of towns, always watched over by a lighthouse on the coast and the mountains of the forest. A small community where everyone knows everyone else, where news travels faster than light, and where there's always someone to pick you up if you fall down. Well, that's always how it used to be. As of late, things have felt different. The warm air of summer is slowly blowing south as the cold autumn chill lands in its wake. Friends, welcome to Null Shore. The coastline of the shore is not in short supply. Most of it is rocky and likely shouldn't be approached, but some of it is long, lengthy stretches of stony beach. While not like the lovely sandy beach of the south, it definitely draws the attention in the summer for people to relax or swim in the sea. Past the decaying wharves, abandoned fishery buildings, and a variety of boats that would likely never sail again, is a van. Parked on a dirt lot, it has been there for a good while, as most of the citizens of the shore have now gotten used to it. Kai, would you like to describe your character and maybe what they're up to right now?
Okay. What time of day is it?
It's probably afternoonish, I would say.
Risa Blue, my character, is probably kind of just rolling out of bed, opening the back of her giant, Sprinter van doors, and it's a very expensive Sprinter van. And she just, is using her French press to make coffee and has just, a blunt hanging out of her mouth and is in, a little silk robe right now. Just, disheveled, but, everything is spendy. And she just has dreadlocks piled on top of her head, and brown skin with freckles across it, and it's just bleary-eyed and living on the shore.
Amazing. It's a cold day, and you feel the van slightly shift with the breeze that's coming off the ocean. You can smell the salt that kind of still lingers in the air. You notice, as you're going about your morning ritual, one of your crystals has fallen over in the night, suffering a crack up along the side of it. You hear the crunch of tires on dirt, and you kind of look out one of your windows, and you see a red truck kind of pulling up a little ways off. The driver gets out, middle-aged fella, long kind of graying beard, faded black band tee, and a trucker cap. And he closes the door and walks down to take a seat on the beach, and just kind of looks like he's taking in the sights. But it is morning. What is Risa? Is that right? Risa. I will remember this. What is Risa up to in this afternoon?
Probably would be on her way to work now, I would say. Just the van would stay parked on the beach, and she would just take her longboard into town. And now she's wearing a long coat that's a mix of canvas and leather. And then a huge scarf is up around her neck that kind of obscures the lower half of her face almost. And she's wearing Tevas, just real, just foolish shoes to be wearing in the fall. Joggers and a half shirt. And it's also, again, trying to look a little busted, but everything costs a lot.
yeah, you kind of step out and grab your longboard and you step out. And you see the fella. Hey, morning.
Morning. How's it going out here?
Oh, yeah. It's all right. I'm just nothing like starting out the day. Looks at his watch. Nothing like starting out the afternoon, kind of sitting around on the beach, you know.
I feel that, man. I feel that. You planning on spending a few nights or just taking in the sights?
No, I've been chilling out for a couple of days or weeks or maybe a month or so, somewhere in that ballpark. And I think I'm going to be hitting the road pretty soon.
Have I seen this van around town at all before, since he's been here for a few weeks?
Let's do our second roll, technically. Let's do our second roll. Just give me like a perception check, kind of like a blanket, and we'll count that for your general awareness.
I would like to say my passive perception is 23, if that does anything. Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, you've seen this, man. You know what the friggin' engine is, apparently.
Yeah. It's a sweet diesel. Like your man.
Yeah, hey, it's treated me well. You know, it's the journeys we've been on, it's seen a lot of stretch of road, that's for sure.
That's sweet. Yeah, I pretty much just started, but you know, I'm putting some miles on the old Sprinter.
Oh yeah. Hey, one of my friends used to show me all kinds of videos of people on his phone and people like living out of vans and driving around and stuff. It was really cool. Like I was thinking like, oh, I could do that, but I'd have to like build something on the back of my truck, and that feels like a whole situation. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the nicer rigs do get a little bit more attention on the internet for sure. But I mean, sometimes I would like something simpler, you know, just go with the flow, blend in a little better.
Yeah. That's 100% my vibe, is go with the flow. I feel that. Sorry, what's your name?
I'm Risa. You? And I like hold out a hand.
Risa, nice to meet you. Name's Lawrence. Nice to meet you.
Lawrence. Cool. Well, safe travels out of town, and I would just kind of jump on my longboard and scoot away.
Have a good one. You kind of take off in the distance, and he goes and sits, just kind of has like a seat on one of the huge logs that has washed up on the shore and is kind of like rotting away. And he just kind of takes a seat there. You feel like you get a message on your phone as you're kind of making as you're heading towards the Shipyard Inn where you work.
You know, don't text and drive. I'd wait till I get to work, safely dismount my longboard, obviously, and then check my phone.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you're outside the Shipyard Inn. It's like this, it looks like someone just crashed a boat. It's a huge ship, hence it being called the Shipyard Inn, that has been kind of retrofitted in a very half-assed manner, where it's like they just kind of cut a hole for the door and then maybe added some stairs on the inside. But you get outside, and it's a text from your coworker, Dax Nelson. And the text says, "Hey, can you cover tonight? Not feeling well. I'll make this up this weekend. TY." And the U was like a giant U. Not like...
I look at it some more. Let's take a very deep breath, like trying to center myself, and type, "Fuck you, Dex, I'm already here." Delete that. Yeah, sure. You can pick up a shift sometime for me. You're welcome. Send. Just like... knowing that he won't pick up a shift because there's like two of us that work here.
Yeah, you get the feeling. I mean, you would know this happens a lot.
Yeah, like...
It's exactly how you think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, jackass. Dax.
You send off a very lovely message to Dax, and you head into the Shipyard Inn. Again, the interior just looks like the inside of a boat, like a wooden boat. At the front desk, There's like a woman with like dirty blonde hair. She's got her feet kind of kicked up, and she like puts up her hand. It's Beth, who's the receptionist. And you kind of head in through the doors to your right, where it's like the bar area, and you start to get settled away for your afternoon and now into the night, as Dax has abandoned his post.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same either way. It's useless, Dax. So obviously I get to work and I take a shot, and then I start cleaning and wiping things down.
Hell yeah. You take a shot and you begin your day, and the camera pans out. It kind of just goes back out to the lobby and back past Beth, the receptionist, who, again, feet kicked up, kind of leaning back. You hear something playing from a computer. She's kind of just not really paying attention to much. And the sound of footsteps sharply echo in this small space as someone is descending the stairs. Andy, would you kindly describe and introduce your character, please?
I don't think even I'm ready for this. So, see this guy, he's about like 5'9". He's got like really messy, unkempt, like dark black hair. Kind of got a bit of a scruff going on. Light brown skin. He is dressed like a mismatch of styles from maybe the last couple of decades. I apologize for this right now, and then I will apologize later. He is he's wearing like this really kind of tattered, sort of like hooded, like, you know those sports hoodies like you wear at the beach where it's like it's got no sleeves and everything.
Yeah.
He's like wearing one of those, and there's like a mesh shirt underneath it. He's wearing a pair of jean shorts, and then he's got like a set of like black Converse that like it's the ones that go all the way up to your knees.
Amazing.
But there seems to be like something attached to like the bottom of the soles. He's got this very kind of like vibrant, like really old looking teal scarf that's like going in places, and then this really heavy big jacket that seems like it's stitched together from like a bunch of different like fabrics and jackets and everything. It's not that great looking, and he's wearing a pair of like he's wearing a pair of these. But they're red, but you can't see like into the slits. They're very dark. I'm not gonna continue wearing them.
That's so good. I love that you have those.
Maybe. He just got a bunch of pockets and a bunch of different things in them.
I love it. What a look. What an absolute look. You start kind of going down over the shipyard inn stairs. And I will say this is kind of like a little bit of a time jump already today. This is kind of the evening-ish that we're reaching at this point. But you still hear this sound coming from the reception, and you make your way down and you see the girl who checked you in just the other day, or maybe even today, whenever you might have arrived to this quaint little community. She kind of looks up. She's like, hey, is there anything you need?
Yeah, sorry. I'm supposed to be meeting someone around here. Isn't Alice checked in?
Oh, and she didn't expect you to actually need help. She like sits up in her chair, like you hear like a computer booting up. She's like, I can check. Maybe I'm not supposed to tell you that. But someone did come into the bar just not too long ago.
Okay. Thanks.
You hear like the Windows boot noise in the background.
All right, I'll saunter my way over to the bar and see if this person is who I'm assuming I'm looking for.
Yeah, the door to the bar is kind of like this very narrow door that kind of becomes an oval, and it's not that tall. It might be 7 feet. It might be less than 7 feet. There's no doorknob, so you kind of just like push it open, and it just like. You open this creaky door to the incredibly small bar. There's the bartender is at the bar. She's got dark skin, and her hair is in dreads on top of her head, and a very large scarf around her neck, and she maybe looks a little annoyed. It's tough to say.
Like a half nod.
Hey.
Yeah, the air is a little hazy, despite no one actively smoking. The deep wooden walls of the ship line the entire area before meeting at a point in the front where a small stage and a speaker has been set up for performers. A very gaunt, tall man sits at a mini grand piano that's on stage that looks like it's seen some better days. His hair is kind of cut in a fashion that makes you think he did it himself. He looks around the room at kind of nobody in particular and kind of clears his throat and begins to play. Only one table in the bar is taken, furthest from the entrance, by a woman with vibrant orange-red hair, dressed in a black leather bomber jacket, sunglasses resting on top of her head. She has a dark liquor in a rocks glass sitting on the table as she kind of taps her hand slowly to the beat of the piano. She looks up at the sound of the door creaking open and gives you kind of like an upwards nod of acknowledgement. You're Jonathan?
It's Jorthaniel.
Jorthaniel. Sorry, I haven't heard that name before.
Don't worry about it. You can call me Jort for short.
Jort that rhymes. That'll be easy to remember. I think I can get that. Sorry, nice to meet you. I'm Alice, your friend said to meet you here. I wasn't too sure about it.
Mm.
Can I get you a drink?
I don't drink.
Oh, yeah, no worries. She kind of waves to the bartender at the other side of the room, signaling maybe that she wants another round, whether or not that translates.
I'll come over, but it'll be like a second. I definitely have like, my earbuds in, and I'm like, oh shit, customer.
But you take a seat, Jort, at the table, and she's like, thanks for meeting me. My sister, I don't know if your friend told you or not, my sister disappeared a little while back, and the police didn't find her. They had a search party, and I heard most of the people belonged to that search party went missing, and things have been just kind of weird since I got home. I only came back last week when I heard more people have gone missing. I don't know if this is something you specialize in, or...
Well, I am sort of a paranormal instigator, so yeah.
So you instigate, you fight ghosts? No.
Something like that, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
What's your sister's name? What'd she look like?
Her name is Catherine. She looks a lot like me, except she has dark brown hair. She dresses. She used to be a librarian. So she dressed in kind of very neutral tones, kind of business casual kind of a vibe. Kind of became her whole motif of her wardrobe.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I asked the police, but
cops don't do really anything.
No, they're really useless. It's insane. I can't believe that they
don't know why we pay them.
Especially these, like, I just had to walk away mid conversation. I just couldn't. Anyway, they from what I gathered, they had nothing. There was nothing that they figured out. So,
where was your sister last seen?
Well, her car was seen at the edge of the woods, so they searched the woods and they didn't find anything. So I took her car back when I arrived because they left it there. And so I brought it. I'm just staying at her house which kind of was a mess. It looked a little like someone had broken in maybe to her house as well. There was kind of a lot of footprints and a bit of a mess of sorts, but could have been kids, you know.
You cleaned that up, or is that still happening?
I left it maybe in case someone was going to come by and, you know.
I could give it a look over, I guess.
Look at it. Yeah, you know, that'd be amazing. Jort, give me a perception check.
Sure. Perception. There we go.
Oh. Blah. Rough.
Wow. My 2 rolls so far, nat 20 and nat 1. Love that. I don't notice a single thing with these shades on, man.
Yeah, that is what happens. Your vision is so obscured by these sick ass shades that you're wearing that you don't really notice anything particular or out of the ordinary. She looks at you and she's like, sorry, if you wanted, I could maybe, I don't know, maybe in like a day or two, I could give you a call and stop by to look at the place. I don't know if that fits your schedule.
Sure, I can come over whenever.
She worked downtown though. The library is kind of, you guys are downtown currently in the Shipyard Inn. And she kind of points, she's like, yeah, the library is kind of over there. Just, it's not too far away from here, to be honest. But a lot of people have been kind of looking over that. So she takes like a drink, nervously, like sets it down.
Well, why don't I'll take a look around and get back to you on a couple things. Do I have her number?
Probably not. You probably just were told by your friend, you know.
Okay. Like, well, I'll pull out one of those like newer flip phones I have. And be like, well, sorry, what's your number so I can I need to contact you.
Yeah. It's 555-5555.
Sorry to anyone who actually has that number.
It's the movie biz number. 555-555. Yeah, call me. Things. She like leans in a little bit. Things are weird here.
Is it because of the smoke rising out of my body, or is it like something else, hon?
Oh, I thought that was like a mood you were setting, like some kind of investigator vibe.
Who says it isn't?
That's a good point. You're right. I'm sorry. Just be careful. I don't know if you've been here before. It didn't used to be like this, and now I feel uneasy walking around, and sometimes things move. And when I look, it's nothing. And it could be that kids are up to no good and kind of causing a ruckus, but...
Nah. Well, I'm real popular with teens. I can talk to them.
I mean, I don't know. Around here, you might not get much headway, but just be careful, I guess. It's just a bit... I don't know. It doesn't feel right lately.
Can I, insight check that?
Yeah, for sure. Kai, sorry, were you going to say something?
As a nosy member of the service industry, I would also definitely, if I heard any part of this conversation and could still hear it over the piano while looking busy, I'm eavesdropping.
Yeah, for sure. Your passive is pretty good. I mean, pretty good. Your passive is unreal, is what I should have said. But you're trying to actively compete with the piano. So I'll say make a perception check to see how much of this you get.
It's a natural 20.
Oh.
Hey.
Which 25?
Yeah, a million.
Oh,
amazing.
Wait, actually, perception, that'd be different.
Yeah, the piano for some reason doesn't even bother you. It's just like it exists and you can acknowledge that it exists. But where they're sitting, their voices are like using the hull. We can use physics, using the shape of the hull as like a parabolic little amplifier there and shooting directly over to the bar area. So you hear them perfectly clear as they're having this conversation.
It's like wiping the same spot on the counter, like, oh shit.
Yeah, there's no one else there, so besides the piano player and yourself.
The piano man.
Yeah.
Too focused on piano.
He's going. What was your insight check?
17.
17. Amazing. She seems like she's being honest and that she's scared a little bit. Yeah, for sure.
Do I believe that there's like, I mean, like, I'm sure I know, but like, do I believe like there's something going around, like something in the night or something?
You're going to say, do you want to believe?
I think the answer is always yes.
X-Files-y. Yeah, I'll leave that up to you, but she's, English. She seems convinced that what she's saying is true and there's something strange happening. Whether or not you feel like you could believe her with a roll of 17 for sure.
Okay. Well, I'll take a look around and I'll let you know. If I see anything weird, you know anyone in town that deals with weird?
Oh, let me do a roll for her. Wow. 6. You know, the police are simply the worst. And yeah, maybe the Rangers, they're actually, I know a few of them from growing up here. Some of them still work for the Rangers. They're actually kind of nice people. They take care of the park, the forest. I don't know, in a pinch, maybe you could ask some of them up there, but I haven't lived here in a long time. Listen, I really appreciate you coming into town and doing this. I'll take care of like the hotel costs and stuff like that. So I'll be sure that they know I'm going to take care of that.
All right. Well, thank you very much then. I will probably start getting to work then.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it. We kind of pull away from this scene and the night passes and we find ourselves the next day tucked away a cozy eatery known as the Bethel House B&B. The Bethel House is an acclaimed bed and breakfast and certainly a local favorite. No matter the hour, you'll always find a few people having breakfast or lunch or even stopping by for a selection of baked goods. Sitting at a table in the restaurant area enjoying the morning, Jess, would you like to introduce and describe your character?
All right. Tammy Fisher Moore is a former well-known reality TV medium. She grew up in Nashville, Tennessee, and has always had a connection to the occult and had about a 5-year stint with her own show on the Lifetime network called Sweet Tea Medium. She is about 57 years old and she doesn't go gray. She goes blonder, as any true Southern woman would do. So she's about 5'2", wearing an immaculate, perfectly tailored business suit, but with a skirt as opposed to pants, with knee-high boots, all kind of that robin eggs blue, but then has like little pops of like lime green, and is very well coiffed and makeup a little bit on the extreme side. Her makeup kind of matches the outfit.
You're enjoying your breakfast. It's fairly early in the day as well. It's kind of definitely before 10. The breakfast here, unreal. They'll basically make anything you want. They have a menu, but if you ask for something, they'll just do what they can. The receptionist, Joy, is a delight. She's very pleasant to talk to and friendly, and was answering kind of any questions you might have. But she's kind of out taking care of the front desk as that's her job. And then the kitchen area is kind of in with the restaurant itself. You hear a rumble of an engine outside, and there's a bunch of windows. The Bethel House itself is built out of like a very old house. It's a 3-story estate. It's absolutely massive, belonged to the Bethel family, and now turned into a B&B. So you have no shortage of windows to see this very large van pulling up in front of the Bethel House. You notice a kind of a mousy looking younger woman. She's got like large circular glasses and dressed in a black t-shirt with black tights, and she's got like a beret on kind of like to the side. She walks in, opens the door, and you see her kind of having a brief conversation with Joy. You see her hand Joy a clipboard, and Joy signs the clipboard and hands it back, and she leaves. And then a few moments later, the door opens again, and in walks Mouse Girl. She's looking around with her hands kind of pressed together and her fingers forming like a little, I don't know why I did a triangle. It's not correct. She looks around and her kind of fingers forming a rectangle, and she's doing this kind of a motion, like kind of zooming in and out with her hands. And then she looks back over her shoulder. Yeah, this will be perfect. Let's sit up here. Behind her is a young man, kind of like brownish hair, pale, also dressed in all black. And you see him like he's covered in like equipment. He's got like a bag on his side, and there's like a boom arm in his hand, and there's like a video camera under his like under his arm. And he like, seems like he's juggling a lot. He lays down the camera and sets it up, and then like fiddles with some other things, and then like holds up the microphone and like gives her a thumbs up. She claps a slate in front of the camera and throws it on the ground, and then she grabs a microphone and clears her throat. The microphone isn't plugged into anything. Hello, ghouls. We find ourselves in a place known as Null Shore. Haven't heard of it? That's no surprise. This town hasn't been in any news source outside of the area, isn't known for much of anything, and seems to be extremely removed from civilization. Why are we here? Well, deep in the bowels of Ghost Talk, we discovered a mystery tied into a local celebrity here whose handle was Big Dale 6969. Professional researchers have gone over Big Dale 6969's footage that he has uploaded to his account and cannot prove that anything in his content has been faked. Dale performed some of the most unbelievable feats on his account, making it seem like he was transported into another world. I'm here to figure out if maybe that wasn't a trick. Maybe he did disappear. And you hear Joy pipe up from behind the counter. Oh, Dale's fine, hon. Dale's in the ICU. He got drunk at the lighthouse and fell over some stairs or something. Hurt himself pretty bad. Nothing spooky going on there, my dear. You see, like, Mouse Girl looks a little bit agitated and pauses for a moment and fixes her glasses and adjusts her posture. I'm here to figure out if maybe it wasn't a trick. Maybe Dale did, in fact, disappear into another world. I'm Selena Snow. Welcome to my podcast. Okay, Mike, pack it up. And she looks around. She's like, thanks. We're going to take a seat and get some food, I guess. And Joy's like, oh, yeah, hon. Have a seat. We'll get right to you. Thanks. And they walk in and have like a little, they set up at a table kind of off to the side, like a little booth area.
I will get up and I will head over to their booth and be like, oh, hey, y'all. I couldn't help overhear that. Are you recording some little radio show or something?
Oh, Hi. Yeah. We're recording
Oh my lord! Oh my lord! I'm getting a call. I feel I'm getting a very strong I'm getting an S. I'm getting this it's palatable. It's a very is there someone near to you, miss, like it in your life maybe who has recently passed? Their name maybe started with the letter S, or there's something strong about that.
I did. My grandmother just passed away. Her last name is Snow, like mine.
That must be it. Because I'm getting a very like matronly feel from this. I think she's wanting to tell you something.
As you're saying this, she's snapping at Mike, and Mike's like eating some bread that's on the table. He's like, and you see him like haul out his phone and like hold it up. Sorry.
Oh wait, hang on. Get you shouldn't film me from that side. That like you should actually, if you're going to film, you should get up. No, yes, sir.
Mike,
sir, what's your name? Mike, get up. Move around.
Mike.
The lighting.
Come on, Mike.
See this natural light coming in from the window? It is much better. Like, oh my goodness, you're not professional at all, are you?
So Mike is new. We I just hired him on. This is our first. I mean, this is his. It's not my first. My podcast is pretty popular. Mike is a new addition to the team.
I'm sure it is, sweetie.
Yeah. Mike, make sure to get her good side. Sorry, we're recording like a documentary of the area. I can't believe you. So you have like ESP or something, right?
Oh yeah, ever since I was a little girl, the dead have spoken through me. But yes, that's why your grandmother is wanting to tell you that what you are, the spookiness and stuff, that you are right and that you should continue on.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. You know, I always felt like I feel it, but I don't have that sense to translate it. Amazing. I can't believe it. We're kind of looking into some paranormal reports from this area. Do you want to have a seat? Maybe you can join myself and Mike. And Mike, can you set up the video camera, Mike? And she like looks up and Mike's like still chewing bread. He's like, whoop, whoop. And he like goes and grabs the camera and starts like setting it up with like the light pouring in through into the Bethel House. She's like, if you want to join here at the table, I'm sure someone will be around. If you need coffee or anything, probably. I don't know.
Oh, sure. Hang on. I've got a mug over here. I'll go get it back from my table and come over. Joy, is it okay? I'm gonna join these two over here.
Joy's like, oh, of course, hon. Yeah. Well, no worries at all. Yeah. You're fine. And you sit down at the table. Mike sets up the camera and he like attaches a boom arm and a mic to it. Not a attaches a little mic to the. That was a joke for me. He kind of sits back down and he'd scoot, and Selena looks annoyed getting scooted in. She's like, no, Mike, get on the inside. I need to be on the outside because of the camera, Mike. She like switches positions and gets back into the booth. So are you from here? Are you from the area?
Oh, no. I'm originally from Nashville, Tennessee. For a little bit, I lived in Toronto.
Oh, you know, we just kind of passed through that whole area. We were doing a show. I was doing a show kind of on the West Coast and took a little break and had a little road trip. And now we're out here.
Oh, you were doing a show? What network?
Oh, my it's the podcast I run. It's kind of an indie thing. It's an indie produced thing. We're like 17 on the charts for ghost related documentaries.
And how lucrative is that?
Pretty good. We got a sponsorship. They pay for like our t-shirts and stuff like that. And people like they pay for the supply and then people buy those, and that's most of our money comes from the t-shirts.
Oh, I see.
But I think this might be our big break. You see, the problem is our last time I was working with someone, and it was kind of like a partnership, and we were investigating this old hotel, and people started saying the footage was faked and that there was too many big things happening at the same time, and there's no way all these things could happen at the same time. But my partner did hang himself on a chandelier because of ghosts, and there was a werewolf, and there were giant demons attacking people all in this hotel, and no one believes us. So I'm kind of adjusting focus a little bit out here.
Do I believe her?
Let's roll insight. Yeah.
An 8.
An 8. I mean, yeah, she's telling the truth. You can see the passion burning in her eyes. But anyway, it was a lot. You're not from here. You were just staying in Toronto. I mean, God, you got such energy, and you got this ESP thing going. We were going to kind of maybe go take a look around town. We've got pretty sophisticated tracking equipment in our van, and we're thinking about just kind of investigating people and seeing where it goes.
Well, sure, I could help you. I think I could probably help you a bit more than that, because really and truly, if you are successful, you should be, actually making money and not just getting your equipment and your shirts paid for. Yeah, stick with me. Maybe we can end up getting a deal out of this. I've been thinking about getting back into the business anyway.
Oh, podcasting, maybe you're not familiar with it, but it's pretty big. Like, a lot of people do it.
There's this other thing called network television. You may not be familiar with it, but my name's Tammy Fisher Moore from Sweet Tea Medium.
She's like Googling as you're speaking. Tammy Fisher Moore. Yeah. Network television. Is that like Netflix? Is that like a net?
No, I was on TLC for 5 years.
There's so many streaming services now. I can't keep track of them all.
No, it's actual TV.
Yeah, streaming services.
Cable.
Like a HDMI that plugs in from your.
No. Okay, you know how Netflix has its own shows that Netflix makes, but then Netflix also has shows that cable TV ever aired?
They have a lot of shows.
You seem like you probably watch CW shows quite a bit.
I do
like
love
you're
Superman.
into that like vampire whatever.
Yeah. Smallville was really good.
Sure. I suppose you could be a person who would say that comment. But cable TV.
Oh, yeah. And you see her like looking at her phone, and she's like, oh, before streaming. Okay. Yeah. I understand now. Sorry. And she's like actively Googling.
Just in a way to make me feel old.
Listen, we're all here together. Selena is young. Selena Snow. She's like, oh, cool. I mean, it'd be great to get a deal with, like, if they turn a lot of podcasts are getting turned into shows now. Like, it's like a 50-50 split. It's like half of the podcasts are being turned into these big shows on like Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, half of them, I bet.
Yeah, at least 50%, I think. I think we're going to...
Anywho, you said you had some weird stuff that you were investigating.
Well, there was someone in town by the name of Dale, and he kind of became famous on TikTok. I don't know if you are on the app or not. But
That's the one with the bird, right? And it's only 140 characters?
No, I mean, I think it's limited to how many characters for sure. But no, it's like endless videos. It's like here, and there's like a cat doing a dance to like, I know nothing about pop culture. It's a cat doing a dance. And then she scrolls and it's a dog doing the same dance. And then she scrolls again and it's like the cat starts dancing and then it cuts and there's someone doing the cat dance. And then there's someone like playing music to that woman doing the dance to the cat. She said, this is TikTok. Anyway, he got like real popular. He's got 500,000 subscribers. And she like starts swiping through videos and she's like, this is one of the last videos he took. And you see this guy like, oh, hey, I'm Big Deal 69 and I'm in the lighthouse and I'm going to do a dance. And he starts like stumbling and everything is dark and like hard to see. And he starts doing this dance and then it's like flash of light and he's gone. She's like, everyone, I've put this through some of the best scanners available and nothing here is faked. He was transported out of this reality. And we think there might be something involved. So we're going to kind of go around town and try to figure out more about this.
Does it look real or does it look like a jump cut?
Yeah, let's do insight. Insight feels appropriate in this case, I think.
Okay. That's a 22.
22. I mean, there was a flash, but it wasn't like you didn't see any frames being cut. You didn't see any transitions happening. It looked like whoever was dancing, as drunk as they might have been, vanished at some point. And then the phone kind of falls. And then you hear a voice kind of echoing out like, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. And kind of echoes through the phone. And she's like, it's the weirdest thing. But the lady at the front desk said he's fine in the ICU, but they won't let us in the ICU.
Well, then let's go to the ICU.
No, we've been there. They won't let us in.
Oh, please. You've been there, but I haven't.
It's true. Well, can we get breakfast first and then maybe we'll go to the ICU and see what's up?
Sure. Joy.
Yes, darling.
These kids want some breakfast.
Oh, yeah. Olive is going to be right. Olive, my dear, you need to, there's people waiting on food, Olive. Do you hear the doors open up and this like younger girl with like kind of neat brown hair pulled back comes out and she's like wearing like an apron and looks like a little bit warm from the back in the kitchen. She's like, oh, hey, oh, yeah, of course. Sorry, here's the menus. Here's, can I get you coffee? Coffee? Yeah. And starts like pouring coffee for everyone. Oh, perfect. I'll be right back. Selena's like, thanks.
Olive, be careful when you're walking back there. I just got a flash of you tripping and I don't want that to happen.
Oh, Olive is like, oh, hey, thanks. And she turns around. A 3. And she fucking, as soon as she passes through the door, she lands on her face. And you see Selena, her eyes go wide and she looks at Mike and Mike's mouth is full of bread. She's like, nods. I think, Tammy, I think we're going to do some good.
I think we're going to make some money, and that's really what it's about.
That too. And the camera pulls out of the eatery of the Bethel House. God, Tammy. Amazing. We kind of fly above the city. We fly above the entire shore, looking down across the entire area before falling again towards downtown. It's kind of the mid-afternoon, and our mind's eye slows atop buildings as it slowly comes to a stop outside of City Hall. Once run by Mayor Jack Bennett, it's now under the capable control of acting Mayor Delilah Hayes. The mayor hasn't been seen all week. In fact, not since that big rock show at the Misplaced Dinghy. We see a young man looking at a town notice board. Multiple posts are tacked to the board for missing people: Catherine Bell, Jack Bennett, Gloman Xander, Lila, Tristan Devlin, Mr. E. Grava, Chad Sebring, Ed McCann, and many, many, many more. A young man takes a post down he's been looking at, looks a bit weathered, and carefully tacks a new one to the board. Grayson, would you kindly introduce your character and what they're doing?
Yeah. So Erembor is kind of standing very sheepishly in front of this board, looking at the old, kind of weathered, missing poster, and taking out another one from his backpack. He's kind of this like lanky kid with really pale skin, shoulder length, really dark brown hair, wearing kind of tattered older clothes, black ripped jeans, and like a loose fitted t-shirt, and a cardigan on top of that is a little bit too big for him, but like noticeably too big for him. And his hair kind of like comes in front of one of his eyes, and he's wearing kind of thin framed black glasses and has like a really pretty ice blue eye. And as he kind of like throws his hair back from the other side, it shows another eye that's just completely black, where it would be blue. And he kind of, with his sleeves over his hands, takes another missing poster and kind of tacks it to the board. It reads Kenzie Devlin and is of a young man who doesn't look a lot like Erembor, but you can garner might be a relative of some sort. Kind of sighs and then tucks the missing posters back in his bag and throws his backpack on his back again and kind of moves on.
Yeah, as soon you throw your backpack over your shoulder, and as soon as you go to turn, you almost bump into someone who had apparently been just kind of standing over your shoulder. You kind of startled, you look up, you see a man, he's got long black hair, a deep black t-shirt, black jeans. He's got a studded belt and like a very neatly trimmed beard that like outlines just his jaw. He's wearing a guitar that's strapped around and he's kind of pushed to the back. It's like you see like the jagged points of the guitar sticking back from behind him. And he kind of like was looking at the board as you went to turn. He's like, "Oh, hey, sorry, I was just looking at to see if there was any updates. Are you okay?"
Erembor will like avoid kind of like eye contact and yeah. Are you missing someone?
Oh, yeah, yes and no. I just can't believe it. You know, it's tough. So many people that I growing up here, and it just sucks to see this board getting more full every time I walk by. I wish there was more I could do, you know.
He'll kind of put his backpack down and like open it and pull out a missing poster and kind of like shove it in this person's hands. Be like, well, if you see my brother, maybe you can call me.
Oh, and he takes a look at the poster. God, he kind of does look. He looks at you a little bit. He's like, yeah, he looks a little familiar. He might have. I work off town square, at a little sub shop there. He might have been by the other day. He looks pretty familiar. I think I might have seen him with a crowd of kids. There was a bunch younger than me. I kind of, once you reach over 30, everyone below 30 just kind of seemed like children. He was hanging out with a bunch of kids. I think.
Are you sure?
Just a couple of days, maybe last week, give or take. Yeah. I think so.
Did you see where they went?
Oh, once they leave sight of the shop, I have no idea. Sorry.
Right. No, that's okay. Okay. Sandwich shop. You said.
Oh
down-
yeah. And he like kind of like out of his back pocket, he pulls like this apron that's been folded up, and he kind of like unfurls it and like puts it over his neck. It's like this bright green apron. And he's like, yeah, listen, if you're hungry, I work, it's witchcraft. We make artisan sandwiches and like all kinds of other things. We have coffee and stuff. You can't miss it. Off Town Square, witchcraft. It's right there. Listen, I'll put this up in the shop, and maybe I'll keep an eye out. We play loud music. Don't be startled by that. And off in the distance, you hear like.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Listen, stop by. No one pays attention to our inventories and stuff like that, so I give out almost all free sandwiches, honestly.
Good to know.
Yeah. Cool.
Arambor.
Oh, Arambor. Oh, cool name. Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, I'll see you around. And he starts walking towards Town Square, which it's got like this. It's like this big kind of circular area, lots of like little shops and eateries and stuff like that in the downtown area. He's kind of heading off. You hear kind of sirens ringing out in the distance, and then they get closer and closer and closer, and then pass by Town Hall, and they kind of turn around a corner. They do like a huge skid around the. It's a small town. No one should be going this fast. It's not a big place. It doesn't take long to get places, but they do a huge burnout skid and then turn right down this like other street. Then you see the lights kind of like blinking off the distance.
Arambor will just like roll his eyes.
Yeah, the lights kind of are just like pulsing down in that direction. And you get a you get a notification on your phone, just kind of a part of one of the group chats, or like there's like a Discord notification, one of those. Callie Finch, who is the sister of Dale, one of the missing people, previously Dale was missing, now in the ICU. His sister Callie is kind of around your age. It's like a Discord message, and she just says, "Guys, funny stream last night. You really had to put a lot of work into it to make it look like that. Let me know if we're going out tonight, maybe the shipyard?" ? And kind of just is in just like a group chat situation.
He will continue on his way because I feel like he'll maybe head in that direction towards the shipyard, but like putting up posters where he can.
Yeah, amazing. You start putting up posters, kind of tacking them to like poles and stuff like that, and you see a bunch of like other missing people posters and whatnot. The cops pulled up to this old arcade that's been abandoned for a very long time. It used to be attached to like a casino. The casino caught fire and burned down, damaged a lot of this old arcade, and it kind of just, no one really paid it any mind after it closed, and the building didn't sell, and it's just been kind of that way forever. And you're kind of just like passing by, and you hear the echo of voices. "Oh, yeah, well, maybe we put this up there anyway, right? Well, we could put this up there anyway." And you see two of the cops. One is holding the police tape, and the other is like unfurling it, and then they're kind of like holding it up to the building. "Should we just tack it right on the building?" "Well, maybe we should tack it. I mean, we could put up stanchions, but that's a lot of work now, isn't it? I think we could just put it up on the building."
He's gonna go like linger closer to them.
Yeah, you head down the alley a little bit to linger. Jort, what are you up to this morning?
Oh God. I think Jort's like he's taking sort of like a stroll of town to like kind of like take things in and be like, okay, I'm in a new place, gotta get my feet on the ground, figure out what's up. Mixed stop by the candy store.
Yeah, that's cool. You are kind of out. The downtown area is not a huge place. You kind of are leaving the Shipyard Inn. It's a very short, it's almost across the street, kind of near Town Square where this sweet shop is. Everything is kind of close together. You look on Google Maps and you were just like, oh, this is the downtown area. Okay, it's all of it. Yeah, you kind of are getting out, discovering downtown, and about to head to the sweet shop. Raisa, it's the next day. You covered Dax last night. What are you up to in the morning?
Well, I mean, bro, guy in the red van actually like cleared out yesterday.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Red van, red flags.
My perception roll is 18, which is, that's also my passive perception. That was again the 23. So.
Oof. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A little mix of both of those where you're kind of paying attention, but also kind of chilling out in the morning. The truck is still there, but the dude isn't around.
Alright, well, I'll go about my morning activity. Like, I'll kind of expect to see him at some point, like coming in or whatever. And he can probably hear that I'm doing stuff. But like, I'm also gonna check like my little. I'm gonna go with it's being like a little quartz crystal thing that broke, just a little piece of it.
Yeah. You notice a crack almost completely going through it. Not for someone who kind of tries to assess the general vibe based on what these crystals, the energy these crystals are giving off. It's not a good sign when one just almost breaks.
Has the crack expanded any in the last 24 hours?
I'll say with that roll previously, it looks worse for sure. And the crystal looks duller. Like it's doesn't seem as vibrant or bright or anything.
I'm just sort of like turning it over in my hand. Well, that's pretty fucked. It's definitely some bad energy, and I'll kind of like squint over at the van again. And then just kind of like finish up, coffee, whatever weird like food situation I have. Probably something with like quinoa and kale. And then, I will definitely, I'll also probably before my shift, if I decide to show up to my shift, because, F Dax, he didn't show up yesterday. I will, just bomb a couple hills, go down into town center as well. And is there like an occult shop, a magic shop? It seems like a town.
Yeah, you, the downtown area has a lot of kind of stuff similar to that. You would know of Hocuses, Pocus, and Focuses is like the kind of is the occult shop downtown. We kind of we're shifting around a little bit. Tammy, you kind of pile in this van with Selena and Mike. Mike is still like, he's got like a to-go cup and he's got like a donut in his mouth and he's juggling all of this equipment and kind of putting it in the back. And Selena's like, oh, you know what, hon? How about you you can get in the front. There's not really a seat back in the, it's usually just a duo situation. You can sit up front though and I'll hold on. Mike, don't go fast. It's a small town.
Sure, that'll be fine. Mike, you are getting crumbs everywhere, sir. That is just not sanitary. And maybe, did your mama never taught you to chew with your mouth closed?
I can't. And he's putting more donut in his mouth.
That's not you're gonna choke, sir.
And he like takes a swig of coffee.
Oh no, that's hot. Oh, you. We need somebody to work the camera. Please don't die.
Celine's like, Mike, I'm so sorry. He's a foodie. We stopped in like every place to get some food along here. Mike, I'm so sorry. Mike, let's go. We're going to the hospital. I'll bring up the map. Siri does Siri know this place exists? I'll check. Let's find out.
Who's Siri? Is that another one of your coworkers?
How do I explain? It's like,
I'm just kidding.
Oh. Okay, good, amazing. Mike, let's go. The van stumbles to a start as Mike is now like eating and juggling his coffee and grabbing the wheel. And we're looking at Erenbor, looking at these police doing a piss poor job of whatever they're doing. Jord is leaving the shipyard in as Risa is kind of taking a step out of the van. Most of you hear kind of over the radio, kind of echoing from the shipyard in lobby and from the radio of the van, from the radio of the vans, plural. You're listening to 66.6 Null Radio, home of the hits. Police are advising residents to avoid Main Street downtown as an investigation is occurring. Reports came in late last night. A few teens decided to do a live stream from the old arcade. Witnesses say that the stream got strange when a few teens disappeared. Like some fucking bullshit radio sound effect.
Oh, no.
And scream. Sorry.
I've lived in a small town, so I know what this sounds like. It's bad.
Screaming could be heard coming through their broadcasted video, which was being broadcast online. The video feed fell to static, and these teens have not been seen since. Please respect the investigation during this time, and we'll keep you up to date when the road is open. Now we're drumming up the classics here for your day-to-day, kicking the morning off right with some Queen. And the music cuts in. We don't have the copyright for that.
Just pick your favorite Queen song.
Yeah, pick your favorite Queen song. In your mind, that's what's happening. As the radio kind of blares out for all of you with Erenbor kind of looking on at the police, I think we're going to call the first session here on Stories from the Shore. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my God. Friends, hey, thanks for a little introduction to each character. I think getting kind of the vibe set for the little mini series that we're doing here, kicking it off, getting introduced to everyone, setting the tone. Hey, let's go in order on my screen, which might be reverse order from the rolls. Who knows? Grayson, where can people find you on the interwebs?
Oh, on all that social media and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Don't you know? On TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, kind of sometimes. You can find me there as Captain Grayson. And, sometimes you can find me on the Charisma Saving Show where I play a bard named Locke.
Oh, I'm Locke.
No, it's bad every time.
It's true.
You gotta go.
I can't go that high. My voice doesn't go that high. Hell yeah. Kai, where can people find you, Oot and a Boot?
You can catch me on mostly just Twitter if I'm saying anything, Kyle Cosplay, but otherwise mostly on Gut Punch RP, which I'm sure the Good Doctor will get more into.
Hell yeah. Speaking of the Good Doctor, Jess.
Oh, hey, I'm Jess or Dr. Psych Owl. You can find me on all the things and the stuff as Dr. Psych Owl, except for on Twitter where I'm Dr. Psych Owl TV. I run Gut Punch RP. We're tabletop RPG stream focused on inclusivity and charity.
Fuck yeah. It's good. It's all good. Andy, what about where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at A Hero of Hearts. I'm also the Dungeon Master of the Charisma Saving Show. And yeah.
I don't know how. It's a lot of chaos that you manage, that a lot of you manage.
I'm pretty sure I'm a good conduit for it. I'm pretty sure I'm a conduit for it.
I love it. I love it. Hey, thanks for listening. You can find anything related to No Fame at nofame.ca. Check out Suede. Do I have a button? Check out Suede Runner. We're live with Suede Runner. It's a good time. Savage World Sci-Fi in Space. Check out Tall Tower, our D&D 5e high fantasy campaign run by Sinéad, who is trying to murder us every session. It's a good time. Friends, thank you so much for joining. God, I'm so excited. And I was like shaking with nervous excitement this entire session. It was a good time. Thank you for joining. And we'll catch you later on. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you so much for listening to Stories from the Shore. Please be sure to check out our amazing friends who kindly offer their time and energy for this collaboration. You can catch Gut Punch RP live with weekly streams over on twitch.tv/GutPunchRP or on their Twitter at GutPunchRP. You can check out Charisma Saving Show with their bi-weekly shows at twitch.tv/Charisma Saving Show or on their Twitter at CHA Saving Show. You can find all things No Fame at nofame.ca. Follow our social media, come hang out with us, chat about all things nerdy, and get involved with game nights on our Discord. Or you can support our endeavors on our Twitch, Patreon, or Ko-fi. Neat. The best way to support any of the people you see here is to simply tell your friends. That's right, you can cast Power Word Gossip as a free action. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will catch you later on. Amazing. Sorry, let me just... I took a sip of water and now like my body is just dying.
Opposite effect is supposed to happen.
Shouldn't drink water, homie.
Don't drink, kids, don't drink water. Big water is out there to kill you.